Coming up, I almost didn't do a show today. I said I was going to hold off. I said, you know what? I'll do it on Friday, but I had some energy. So I said, you know what? Let's just roll with it. Break it down with Brian H. We flying off the cuff today.
No, baby, that's for somebody else. We're just going to keep you right where you're at right now.
It doesn't matter what you think.
The Wrestling Realm presents Break It Down with Brian H.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Break It Down with Brian H. I am your host, Brian H. Waters. This show, of course, is brought to you by the Wrestling Realm. So if you haven't done so, make sure you click down below to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Wrestling Realm. And of course, we are on Facebook as well. So make sure you check us out there, folks. Been a very interesting week in wrestling. You know what? I'm going to do something different. I'm going to start off with AEW tonight. Kenny Omega, a squash match in the first round to determine who would be the number one contender for the AEW World Championship. And we saw him there and pretty much manhandle Sonny Kiss, one fell swoop. Some people may like this, some people may not have. Personally, I didn't have a problem with it, you know. I saw the talk about Sonny getting squashed, but I'm going to say it made sense, folks. You might not have liked it, like I said, but it made sense. I've been preaching for the longest time, Kenny Omega needs to be the guy that we saw years ago. If you watched him in New Japan, shout out to my little bro, Stephen Michael Thompson. I believe he tweeted he's gone off the chart, off beyond 5-star 7 times or something like that. But he needs to be that guy. You know, we need to know that it wasn't just Okada in those matches, that it wasn't, okay, Okada's the one who's really doing his thing, and it's not Kenny Omega. That's what we need to see. So overall, I was happy to see that. Like I said, I know a lot of people may not have been, but I was happy to see it, and we're going to see. You know, I predicted here last week that the match in the finals would be him and Hangman Page. So, as I pulled this right up on your screen, we saw Omega victorious. Ray Phoenix was victorious over Penta, which was an incredible match. I mean, the two brothers, they went out there. I really enjoyed it. Colt Cabana and Hangman Page was another decent match. I'm not a big Colt Cabana fan. I know I might get some heat with that. He's not for me. He's not my cup of tea. I know there's a lot of people who love him. You know, at one point he was CM Punk's best friend. Obviously, it was his podcast where CM Punk went viral years ago. But I'm just not the biggest Colt Cabana fan. Very happy Adam Page pulled that off because that keeps my prediction of Omega and Page in the finals alive. And then also Warlow just squashing Jungle Boy. So that's where we are with that. Also, in the main event tonight, the Young Bucks were victorious, and they are now officially the number one contenders for the AEW tag team titles. We're going to get the match that we've been waiting for years. Maybe not years, but you know, for months, and that's them versus FTR, and FTR instantly made this rival known. They went out there, they beat them up, the Spike Power Driver, and had a guy in a mask, and it was none other than Tully. So we are on the roll. Another thing I was happy to see on AEW tonight, Allie reunited with the Butcher and the Blade. So she's home. She's back where she belongs. I know it happened on AEW Dark, but it happened. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it just makes so much sense. So I was happy that happened. All right. So, you know, let's move on to Monday Night Raw, where we saw the show open up with what is it? Did it open up with Retribution? I believe so. All right. Let me figure. I ain't try to even guess who it opened up with. I can tell you the opening segment, Retribution, the Fiend, and that's what it probably did. We had the Fiend and Alexa Bliss and the Hurt Business, and we saw the Hurt Business victorious over Retribution. I know a lot of people were saying WWE has just buried Retribution. I'm still trying to figure this out. I'm not going to jump out and say this is trash. Because now with Ali there, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I said, okay, can he be that star as we look? I've got the World Series on and Cody Bellinger just struck out. God dang it. But can he be that star? Can he be the star that people want to see? A lot of people wanted him to go out there and really go to that next level when he had the Money in the Bank briefcase in his hand, only for Brock Lesnar to come out there. But he shifted. He wasn't what we have in him. So that's where I am with that. And then we also saw AJ Styles making his debut on Monday Night Raw, which I thought was incredible. As a matter of fact, you know what? I'm a StreamYard. So let's see if I can do this without getting in trouble. I've seen people do this. They allow you to share your screen, right? So let me see if I can show a little clip. I do not own the rights to this footage. This is just for fair use of podcasting purposes. You saw him in the ring with Matt Riddle, and that's the wrong background for this show. Sorry, Amber, but you're not on this one. But yeah, we saw him and Matt Riddle going out there. But the big man is with AJ Styles, and that's what I'm excited about. He also went to Morgan State University, where I am a proud graduate of. So, but seeing him out there makes a big difference. For him being partnered with AJ Styles is huge because AJ is an established veteran, So now he being a bodyguard, he's going to be traveling with him more than likely, but he's going to get that knowledge. He's going to get the rub. So I'm really excited about this. I thought AJ and Matt Riddle, having a match was solid. Solid way for them to both make their debuts on Monday Night Raw. But what I did like was the finish when when Matt Riddle went out there and he practically got scared when the big man raised his fist. And I'm going to pull that up there. You'll see right there. Boom. He just shows him his fist. Just something simple. Matt Riddle's like, nope, I'm out of here. Walks right into AJ Styles' feet. Y'all know the rest. So shout out to AJ Styles for being the veteran and getting somebody else over. The guy's too big to be just used as a bodyguard on Raw Underground. He needs to be on TV. I like the fact he's wearing a suit, showing he's taking this seriously. So now let's see what happens with him next. So, and then rounding off with Monday Night Raw, we did see Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton have the final showdown. They closed the door. So Randy Orton said he had a message from hell, which was him inside the Hell in a Cell. Now, we know Randy Orton is the veteran going into this match, where Drew McIntyre, this is his first Hell in a Cell match. Randy Orton goes out there. He thinks he's locked himself in. Drew McIntyre had an equalizer. He had the chain cutters. And then they turned off the show. So I haven't seen any footage. If they did, they do the special footage. I haven't seen any of that yet, but I did think that was real cool. Let's get to it. I can't wait. This is going to be an incredible match. And I got to work Sunday evening, so I may miss some of it, to be honest with you. I got to work Sunday during the day, so we'll see how I feel. So I'm not going to promise you that I'm going to go live, but stay tuned on my social media networks because I may be making another appearance. I was on a show this week with Nico Sozio, former CZW World Heavyweight Champion. I was on his show, Struggling with Sozio. So it was an honor to be on there. Make sure you check that out. Obviously, you may be paying attention to the Wrealm YouTube channel, but if you haven't, make sure you check out the roundtable discussion of the documentary that I did. B Waters Productions produced for Blizz Photography, and the story of Blake Thomas dedicated to hard work. But I'm going to take a break and I'm going to run this clip to show you why you should be subscribed here, because you get cool content like this.
The creative process seems to be the topic of choice in professional wrestling. With that being said, the Wrestling Wrealm would like you to know that as far as the creative process is concerned, we would never do anything to disrespect or disregard each other's ideas when it comes out to putting the best product for the Wrestling Wrealm. Yeah.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes! Oh boy. Oh boy, I probably had sound effects at the end.
I'll tell you the truth. That real Dwayne Allen is something. He always up to something, folks. Couldn't ask for a better brother, a better co-host. But I tell you, you expect one thing and he just does stuff like that. But anyway, NXT tonight, we saw Ember Moon wrestling her first singles match in a while, and she was victorious. So I thought that was good. She beat Jessie Kamea. I hope I pronounced her name right. To be honest with you, I didn't watch that much NXT. I kind of flipped through it. I was more entertained by AEW. But one thing I do know, and that is that we have new tag team champions over on NXT as but I don't want to mess up their names. Shows how much I've been paying attention to NXT this year. Oni Larkin and Danny Burch defeat Breezango, winning the tag team championship. So congratulations to them. And then we also saw a returning Pat McAfee. So he mocked the Undisputed Era. You know, he got beat up by Adam Cole, but he mocked him. So I'm looking to see this feud get reunited. So it was a good match when it happened, Adam Cole and Pat McAfee. So we shall see what they do with this. Moving on to SmackDown, the Tribal Chief, him and Jey Uso. Jey Uso had enough, and he went out there to beat him up. And it was like watching, you know, when people go out there and they you're like, no, don't hold me back, don't hold me back. And you saw Roman kind of getting into it with Jey, and he almost had him, but then boom. Oh man, you know, I mean, you saw Jey getting into it, and he was about to get on Roman, but then people start holding him back, and that allowed Roman to break free and just show why he's the Tribal Chief, shows why he's at the head of the table. Hell in a Cell this weekend. I'll have predictions in a few. But man, oh man. I tell you. But yeah, also on SmackDown, Bayley, she ain't signed the contract yet. Sasha she ethered her. For those hip-hop fans, y'all know what I mean. She ethered Bayley, said, I am better. My name is bigger than your title. And I was like, whoa. Now, I think I've accepted the fact that this matchup will take place on at Hell in a Cell. And this will be it. I've accepted it, folks. For what it's worth, I've accepted it. Yeah, this is probably going to be the climax, and I'm okay. I wanted to see this end at WrestleMania. But now, with everything going on, can you really push it that far? And yes, now I'm saying it, and I didn't want to. But I gotta be real. Can you push it that far? Only time will tell. So, speaking of Hell in a Cell, you know what? Let's get right into it because as of now, there's only 4 matches. Yes, just 4 matches. We got Jeff Hardy versus Elias, and that's just the regular singles match. And I got I got Elias winning this. I think Elias could use the win. You got the vet and Jeff Hardy who could put him over. So I got Elias winning this. And then the next 3 matches are Hell in a Cell matches. So I think, like I said before, the WWE hasn't been having these long 8-hour-long pay-per-views. We've been getting the 2 hours. So I think they're going to give these matches time. They'll probably throw, it starts at 7. They could end before 9, essentially, because on Sunday you will have the World Series going on. It could be a potential clincher. So with that being said, WWE could be deciding, hey, we don't want to run up against the World Series too much. So let's get our program over with before the World Series is over. That's a possibility, folks. You got to understand. That's how, it's a possibility. But, we'll see. I do think that, I don't see, they'll add maybe 1, maybe 2 more matches. I do think it's a missed opportunity with Retribution and The Fiend, or Retribution and the Hurt Business. I think if the Hurt Business would have maybe lost the match on Monday or just got beat up real bad, then you could have set up something with the Hell in a Cell. So I think that's a missed opportunity, but we'll see. We'll start with the WWE Championship match. Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. Folks, I'm going to go on a limb and say we're getting a new WWE champion. I know it's not the popular thing. I'm going to take the risk, and it's weird, but I think Randy Orton gets it done. Hell in the Cell. So Randy Orton wins. And then the Women's Championship, something tells me Bayley's going to win, but Sasha's going to be left hurt. Something tells me that. And I know I just said that I didn't think this could continue. No, I can't. I'm going to go with Sasha. I'm going to go with Sasha right here. The promo she had, she has to win, right? So I'm going to go with Sasha to win the championship. And then for the Hell in a Cell, the I Quit match, it's no doubt about it. You got to go with Roman. There's no way I see Jey Uso winning the WWE Universal Championship. It's just not going to happen. So I'm going to go with Roman. Roman wins it, and he makes Jey say, I quit. Oh, but it's weird to say, will you see a babyface say it? That's the thing, too. So will you see it? But I think you will. So those are my predictions for WWE Hell in a Cell. As I said, stay tuned. Follow me at Brian H. Waters and at Wrestling Wrealm, because more than likely have an appearance coming up with a very good friend of mine. That's all I'm going to say about that. But folks, as always, I appreciate you joining me on this episode of Break It Down with Brian H. Thank you for all your support. If you haven't done so by now, I hope you hit the subscribe button and turn the bell notifications on. Until the next time, folks, I'm Brian H. Waters. So long, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of Break It Down with Brian H. Hit the subscribe button and turn on the bell so you get notified every time the Wrestling Wrealm posts new content.